Okay, so I thought I would try to give a little bit of a video on how to use this new Groups.io, because it's a little different than most of the forums that at least I'm used to. So when you come into the main group, you should see a page like this. And here you have the number of members, the number of topics, and some group settings to let you know what the group settings are. And down at the bottom here, you see a number under the month. And this tells you how many messages there are in that month. And of course the year is over here. And I can scroll down here, and this tells you how to send messages to the group from email if you wanted to. Or subscribe, unsubscribe, send message to the owner, who's me. And so that's that part. Now, excuse me, on the left here is a menu. And currently we'll just look at subgroups for a moment. So if I click on subgroups, excuse me, you'll see that there are a couple of subgroups here. And you can subscribe to these as well. Haven't been able to do it myself because I created them, so I'm automatically subscribed. So if somebody could check that and see that whether they can subscribe to it or not, that would be good. But if you click on one of them, and some of this might be a redundant subgroup, I don't know if we're going to need them or not, but you can see how many topics are in here, how many members have subscribed to it, and when the last post was. So if I click on this one here, it should open up and look like the page that main looked like. And again, it tells you how many messages are in there and when they were, and how to subscribe or unsubscribe or send whatever through email. So if you want to see the messages, you can just click on March, and you can see the messages that are here. And these two have a lock on them, which means you cannot add anything to them. But you can read them. And actually, you can read part of them right here on the screen. So if I clicked on chunking repeaters is a bad idea, then now you can see all of the text. Okay? And then you can go back. I'll use the back button on my browser to get there, but if you go back, it takes you back to the list of messages. If you wanted to add a message to this, you would have to select New Topic. And New Topic, this works the same in all of the groups and subgroups. You can put in your subject matter at the top, and then you can type in your message. And then click Send. Now, if you have set up a signature, it'll automatically drop the signature in here like mine is. And then when you would click Send, and it would send out an email or a group mail, however the person has set up their membership. But it would send out the message to all of those that have subscribed to this particular group. Now, I was doing a little research, and they say that using hashtags would make it for easier browsing, but the hashtag has to be in the subject line of the very first message in the topic, and then it automatically gets added to all the rest. I haven't used it yet. I don't know whether we need to, but it's there. There are files. If you go here and click on Files, there's no files in this particular subgroup, but you'd have to go back to Main. So I would go back to Subgroups, and then Main. Okay, and then I could say Files. And now it shows all the files that are out here, or at least folders, I should say, of the files that are out here. And I've taken all of the files that we had in our old forum, and I have put them in here, and they can be downloaded through here. So that's the files thing. Subscription up here, this lets you edit your subscription. Here's where you put your signature if you want one. You can manage your notifications that you get. and you can decide, well, actually, I don't know what yours looks like, but as the administrator, I can kind of control what happens with emails. Messages, again, takes you back to see all the messages that are in the group. So here's all the messages that are out here. These are all locked. I thought they were pinned too, but they don't seem to be. And anyways, you can do a directory. Directory shows you who all the people are that are subscribed. There's a calendar feature which we may or may not want to use. I don't know that we would. And I don't expect to be a lot of traffic on here. But anyways, this is kind of how you get around it. Go back up to your groups. This is all the groups that you belong to in Groups.io. As you can see, I belong to a few. But I just come back here to CT D-Star and click on main, and it takes me back to the main group, and it shows me the messages. If I want to see what the topics are, I just click on topics, okay, and you see these topics are all pinned, so they're not going anywhere. They stay at the top, and they're locked. So, which is a little different than messages. Messages show you all the messages within that particular group. Hopefully that has given you a little bit of insight on how to use this thing. Catch you later. 7-3.